Hey, it's Junkman from VintageRock.com, and I am here again on the red carpet at Ronnie Montrose Remembered 2018. And I have the proprietor, not only the proprietor, but the organizer, lead singer extraordinaire, everything. He does it all for Ronnie tonight. Again, this is Keith St. John. How you doing, bro?
I'm great, man.
Good.
I'm ready to go. You?
I'm always ready to go, man.
Let's do it.
Thanks for doing this again. How many of these have happened now?
It's only the third.
It is the third.
You're gonna come and sing a song with me tonight?
Sure. Which one? You know, I'll do the instrumental.
Not Rock Candy.
No, I don't want to do Rock Candy. No, maybe Space Station number 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of my
We got
faves.
room on that still.
Or One Thing on My Mind, perhaps a little bluesy, you know?
Yeah,
So.
Frankie Hannon's playing on Space Station. You might want to come out and help out with that.
You know, you got to be the first lead singer that's ever asked me to sing a vocal, so I'm a drummer.
I hear your scrappy voice. I know what you got.
Yeah,
Little
well,
girl
you know,
support, boom.
there's some serious talent going on here tonight, even, you know,
big time.
including yourself, of course, but... Dude, we've
I'm
asked.
the small guy on the totem pole tonight.
Oh no! You were the top of the heap for sure, man. I mean, tell us a bit more. You know, he sang with Ronnie's band. I mean, you know, how can you get any closer to Ronnie than that? Tell us just something about Ronnie that people maybe tuning in for the first time, you know, being novices to Ronnie's music or what we're doing here tonight. You know, tell them a little something about Ronnie.
Well, you know, Ronnie actually got his start all the way back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to work for Bill Graham because not only did Ronnie play a lot of really great guitar, and he was also a great carpenter. Mm-hmm. So he used to fix things around the Fillmore for Bill Graham all the time.
Which needed a lot of fixing because the place was a dump.
So he was kind of a teacher's pet for Bill. And Van Morrison's wife wanted to move out of Woodstock when Woodstock got all commercial, right after the big Woodstock thing. So they had to move to Marin, kind of against Van Mo's will, but he did it begrudgingly because he loved his wife.
Right.
So they moved to Marin. Half the band stayed in New York and couldn't come out. And he called up Bill Graham, only guy he knew out here, and said, I'm looking for a guitar player, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. And bam, Ronnie got the audition and got into Van Morrison. That was his start back in probably 69. I know it was late 60s or maybe 70. And Ronnie recorded Tupelo Honey with Van Morrison, and that's known as Van Morrison's rock album in those circles because Ronnie Montrose played on it.
With that really cool intro guitar.
Yeah,
you know?
and we're going to be playing Tupelo Honey tonight.
Excellent.
Which is like a prayer tune. We're going to open the show with it.
Good.
And we got a lot of special players playing on that. That's maybe something a lot of people don't know about Ronnie. Before the Edgar Winter Group, there was Van Morrison thing. So we try to pay tribute to all of his errors.
In terms of your touring years with him, tell us maybe a favorite story or so that just kind of would typify typical Ronnie. You know?
God, man, Ronnie had so many sides to him, man. You know,
You've seen them all.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the ones that really, when you think about him, some of the ones that really make you grin.
Really make me grin. Okay, I had sorry other girls, but I had this one ex-girlfriend, and she's next now. But at the time, I brought her up to a gig, and it was Northern California, so it was real Montrose country, and there was a lot going on. And you know, she was just kind of a jealous type, and she was waiting in the dressing room for us. And when I came back to the dressing room after the show, all my stuff was kind of rifled through, and she just disappeared, and we never saw her anymore. And Ronnie said to me, he goes, Keith, I saw that tornado coming when we were in here at Soundcheck. And he said, let me just tell you something, brother. He said, I don't mean any disrespect to any women, but a great relationship is like a good old pair of bedroom slippers that just fit right on your feet perfectly, and it's never a struggle. And it really, at that moment, everything I was feeling like, what happened to the girl? I was like, you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. I think I get it, man.
He understands, man.
Yeah.
He summed it all up, man.
And he would want to follow up with me and talk about whatever my relationship business was and whatever I was crying about at the moment, because he liked it. It was like a hobby of his to like get into the human psyche and figure out what's really making you work.
Well, he was a songwriter too. He could write about it as well, you know. That would give him material.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he wrote about everything and anything. As you know, he was into the whole life and death, kind of fascinated with the life-death thing and the outer space thing and the spiritual thing, and we had a lot of places we connected on that. So
it's a beautiful way to be remembered, man. It's it's just something like that. Wow, he got my head set on straight when my head really wasn't there, and that's kind of cool for a guitar player, you know.
Kind of is, man. Kind of is.
And boss or whatever.
There's no other Ronnie, and everybody who knows him knows, that dude just isn't going to happen again.
Yep.
So if you got to know him, I was just lucky, and there's a lot of other people that got to know him, then you probably have a piece of that forever, like I do.
And tonight we pay homage to that.
So I do have to get out and sing a show.
All right. Tell me one, before we go, one more thing. Do you have a favorite song that you like to do with him?
Gosh.
A favorite, and why?
I don't. It's like different colors of the entire color spectrum, and like, oh, we're in purple. This
Like
is
saying
awesome.
your favorite
I remember
kid.
purple. Yeah. Oh, wait, now we're in blue. Yeah, this is great. I mean, everything from Space Age Sacrifice, to Space Station Number 5, to the old Eddie Cochran tune, 20 Flat Rock. And I Got the Fire, where I could just belt. There's just every little facet. I love Ronnie when he did his dynamic thing, like maybe Space Age Sacrifice, because he could
great.
do it. The band stopped, let him go out on his own for a while, and then sit, let the crowd breathe for a while. And through a pin dropping, you could hear him restart the third verse, zing, ding, 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 ah. And you'd be melting.
Right.
I love that stuff. I love the drama.
Well, we really thank you for putting this thing on.
Thank you, John,
and
man.
For tonight too.
Seriously, come out and sing with us.
You're Saint Keith St. John for tonight for doing this, dude. So, again, Keith St. John, the organizer of the event tonight and singer extraordinaire. And again, it's Junkman from VintageRock.com here on the red carpet at Ronnie Montrose Remembered.